There are hundreds of videos on YouTube about how to get monetized, grow your channel, break into the algorithm, and ultimately make money. But there's one thing that's missing from all those videos, and that is how, as an independent filmmaker, can you make profitable narrative film. I'm going to cover 3 rules which guarantee that you can make money from your films. The first one is to maximize engagement. Second, limit costs. And the third one is to responsibly distribute your film. I'm going to use my film Renegade as an example because with this film I followed all these rules and I made a 250% profit on the film in only the first 24 hours. Now the algorithm can be confusing, but the simplest way to break it down is like this. YouTube makes a commitment to show your film to the audience it thinks will want to see the film based off of your title, the tags, description, and your previous viewers. YouTube tracks this for you in the YouTube studio as impressions. The number there indicates how many times your video was shown to potential viewers. Now the more people that click on your video based off the title and thumbnail, the more YouTube pushes it. This is indicated by the click-through rate, which is displayed as a percentage in YouTube Studio. Now you want to maximize the rate that people are clicking on your video based off of the information provided in the thumbnail, the title, and maybe the first few lines of the description. Simply, if your video doesn't take off, it's because people aren't clicking on it. So there's a few things you can do to help with that straight off the bat. The first is to create an interesting title, and the second one is to create a thumbnail that complements that title. Most of my short films end up getting called pretty benign names, and with Renegade this was the case. So what I did is I changed the title of the video when uploading to create more intrigue. I ended up landing on Naked Alien, sci-fi short horror film, Renegade. I'll break this down quickly to explain why every word is important. Naked Alien. Now this phrase did 2 things. Firstly, create a lot of questions for a potential viewer. Why is there a naked alien? What is it doing? What does that look like? Secondly, using the word alien in the title with Alien Romulus coming out this week was a strategic move to give it more reach. Sci-fi short horror film. Renegade definitely has some sci-fi horror elements, so that was an honest description of the film, but maybe an even more honest description would have been historical, period piece, drama, dark comedy, Renegade. Now, that description might not have had the same interest from viewers. Now this might require some artistic sacrifice because I did really want the sci-fi element to be a twist, but I would prefer that the film reach more people at all than preserve a little fun genre twist with the risk that only my own fans will watch the film. Another caution I have for you is not to betray your audience by promising something that you're not going to be able to deliver on. If I titled this film Mr. Beast Exposed, New Lies, it'll probably get a lot of clicks, but those viewers aren't going to stick around. Renegade. I added the actual title of the film in the YouTube title so it would be searchable for people who hear about it and try and find it directly by searching for it. With the thumbnail, in the past I've chosen the best still from the film and composed the title of the film on the still, or just used a poster. Now, however artistically pleasing this was for me, you need to play the YouTube game. For Renegade, I landed on this text. This tells people that the film is actually a period piece, which is certainly interesting, and further drilling home the point that there are horror elements. The reason I double down on this is because a majority of short films people watch on YouTube are horror adjacent. Now the second rule is the key that allowed me to have such a high profit margin for this film. I like to see each film as an investment, and don't worry, this isn't a commercialization of art, it's an intellectualization of art. If you want your film to jumpstart a career in the industry, earning you millions of dollars, then putting a few $1,000s into your next project is a small price to pay for the chance of shining in a festival run or getting the attention of investors. For me, my goals are a little different. I want my films to be enjoyed by as many people as possible, and I want to be able to afford to keep making interesting films that people are going to enjoy. By limiting the cost of each upload, I exponentially increase the profit margin of each film I make. Renegade cost me $2 Australian. Now, I already had the coat, we used it in a film I made nearly a decade ago. The crutches, they were sitting in our house from when my wife broke her toe kicking me in the ass. The locations were all public places within a 5-minute drive of my house. Now, the only thing I didn't have was blue paint to create the alien blood at the end of the film. $2 from my local discount store. In the first 48 hours of Renegade being public, we made approximately $5 with YouTube ad revenue, bringing the total profit margin to 250%. Now, I am being a little bit cheeky because the other $3 are probably spent on petrol, driving to and from the shoot, or even the internet I use to upload the film. But the point remains, if you want a sustainable career in YouTube filmmaking, then limiting the costs as much as possible allow you to keep making films without putting your life on hold. As a bonus filmmaking tip, you can boost the production value of your film by doing a few very simple things without spending extra money. I use some very basic tools to immerse the audience, such as masking tricks to pull off this shot when the alien gets a rock thrown at its head, free VFX assets to make the world feel bigger, such as the smoke pillar at the beginning. In the meteor shot in the middle of the film, I achieved using stock footage and a meteor asset, taking advantage of interesting things that happen in real life, such as this controlled burn I saw one morning. This shot was actually added after I finished filming because I saw the burn from my house and I quickly drove out to get the shot. The third and final rule is to responsibly distribute your films. You can't just drop them on YouTube and expect them to be found by people. Sometimes you're going to have to put in a little bit of extra work. There's two easy ways that you can do this without getting a marketing degree. You can build your brand as a filmmaker, and you can put care and love into the presentation of your film. Now, you aren't going to have the reputation straight off the bat that studios like A24 or Blumhouse have, or to use YouTube examples, Alta or Joel Haver. So you'll need to build up your brand by following these steps. It'll be helpful to make a body of work that people can enjoy once they start watching your films. Putting thought into the branding, the logo, cover photos, social media posts, networking in the filmmaking community online. You can start with Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and don't just go on these platforms and promote your films, but engage with other people's films, watch them, comment on them, engage with other filmmakers and start to build a community around you. It could even be applicable to put a face to your channel and talk to the camera every couple of videos. This worked remarkably well for the $5 film school. Joel Haver is another excellent case study. I'd wager most people who watch his films are following the person before the art. You're going to need to give people a reason to watch your films. It's not enough to be professional and neat on YouTube. You need to present your films as a product. This is one major thing I think is missing from the independent filmmaking world on YouTube. If you're starting out, thinking smart about your films doesn't make you a sellout. It just makes you smart. People will watch experimental films, or slow films, or films that are different and creative, but they'll need a reason to watch them. Give them a reason. Anyway, these are my thoughts on making profitable films on YouTube. I think the bottom line is, if you start thinking about your films as investments, you're going to make more sustainable choices, and you're going to be able to keep doing this for longer, and heaven forbid actually enjoy doing it. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch my short film Renegade, I'll pop it up somewhere, maybe directly over my face right here. Go and check it out. Let me know what you think. Bye.